Hey guys, I'm gonna sit back some. So I wanted to come to you guys and talk to you guys about this challenge, I guess you could say, I've done for myself. My husband has challenged me to be a better steward of the money that I make and the money that I can spend or not spend. I told you guys a little bit about how 2015 went for us, and it was a hard year. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And right before the end of the year, my husband and I, just out of nowhere, really started making more money than we ever had in our whole marriage. And I'm not saying it's a ton, but it's more than we've personally made together. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that I started working out of the house and in the house, kind of like simultaneously, little here and there. But my outside job, I did a lot, like went from working none outside to 40 hours a week. And so I created this habit of spending money a lot while he was deployed. When he was deployed, I was by myself most of the days, and so my son and I went shopping, we went to eat out, and didn't really spend a lot of money like in one sitting, but it does add up. And so whenever I was feeling bored or anything, especially lately, or before I made this goal, I would go and eat something, go out and eat something, go buy something for the house, and that ends up adding up. Even if you only spend like $100 a weekend, you end up spending $400 extra a month for stuff you really didn't need. Food that you didn't really need because you have food in the house, you know what I'm saying? And so my husband challenged me a few weeks ago. He was like, Tiff, you always eat out for nothing. I mean, I'm obviously trying to lose weight, so why even do that? But on the flip side, my husband was saying, you know, we have goals that we're trying to accomplish this year, and if you continue to spend money frivolously, you know, for nothing, the stuff that you don't need, then we'll probably get to our goals, but not really. And if either one of us get a better job, or because we're both looking, and my husband starts a job next week, I'm looking for a better paying job as well, that eventually you're going to be spending more and more and more, and your earnings, as your earnings go up, you spend more, and so there's never this like comfortable gap. And so he really challenged me to be a better steward over my income, because, you know, overall, we would love to have another baby. We would love to buy our own home, and we have the money saved to buy our own home. But what we really have to understand is we have to be ready for different levels. And if we spend under, and I don't know where this, I know when he was in the military, we always spent at a lower level than he was at as far as rank or earning bracket was. So I think I created this like habit over time and didn't really notice I was doing it. So now I'm like, okay, I want to stop, because I see that we have money in the bank and I'm getting paid every other week. And eventually, if I keep doing this, I'll end up spending more than I'm making and eventually hit my savings. And I don't want to do that. So something that God really put on my heart lately is, in order to receive more, you have to do with what he has given you at a certain level. You have to know how to deal with that, because he won't progress you higher than where you're allowing him to progress you. So give you an idea, if I continue to spend money the way I'm at and I get a new job, or my husband finds a even better paying job, or we receive, you know, some money in the mail or whatever, I'm not necessarily gonna be, I don't want to say grateful, but my perspective on spending is just going to become grander, because I'm like, okay, we have this extra $500 a month. I have an extra $500 a month to spend. And I just got to think about the future, because we have a son and we like to have more children. And right now we don't have to spend as much money on the weekends, because everything we do is for free most of the time, like going to friends' birthday parties, hanging out at the house. But the older he gets, the more he's going to be into things like sports, needing things for school field trips, all kinds of stuff. And so right now we really have the opportunity to learn how to do better with our budget and better with spending. Now, I'm not telling you guys that I'm really bad at spending and not, you know, paying my bills first, anything like that. What I'm saying is, I will pay the bills. I will give them, help my, give my husband the money to pay the bills, or pay the bills, whatever. And then whatever is left, I have I have had the automatic inclination, okay, if I have $500 left after paying bills, I want to save 100 and I could blow 400 on whatever. If I wanted to get my hair dyed, that's a want, not a need. And so overall, I had to really think about it. Where can I cut out my wants? The biggest place for me is eating out. I would wake up on a Saturday not wanting to cook and have my husband go get something, honestly. And overall, that adds up. I mean, there's 3 of us, and if I eat out for breakfast, I'm eating out for dinner most of the time. And so over in a day on a Saturday, you end up spending like $60 on food. We have food in the refrigerator to cook, I just got to get up and make the effort. And so, I'm still getting into the groove of working, being out of the house 40 plus hours out of the week, and still coming home and doing my wifely duties and, cooking and cleaning and stuff like that. And I will not lie. It is hard. Some days I come home and I just want to lay down and do nothing. And some days I allow myself to do that. But the more I've thought about it, the more I have to be ready for the new level. If I want to have another baby, I have to be ready that sleeping in is not going to be part of that. And so this week I'm going to challenge myself to get up at 6:15 every morning and go running, even if it's only half a mile, but just to get up, because obviously if we have another baby, I'm not going to be able to stop working, unless God blesses us like immensely, which could always happen. But I need to be ready if I need to be a working mother of an infant and another child, that I can do it. And so that's something I'm going to be challenging myself. And I've also challenged myself the last few weeks to put more money towards savings, and also paying things off early. So most of my bills are due in the first part of the month. My second part of the month, I really have nothing due. And so I was end up blowing up my paycheck on just crap, So what I've ended up doing is splitting up my bills and paying a lot of the things early, so then I could split it up. And so I never find this gap of being super comfortable with having a bunch of money just to blow. It's just now I'm paying things early, so then it doesn't look like I'm keeping, a lot of money, and just feeling that like, oh my God, I could buy stuff, And there's a lot of things I would love to buy for my house. Like I would love to buy some wall stuff. I would love to buy a rug. I would love to buy a bunch of just organizational stuff for my bathroom. But every time I go on Amazon, I gotta think, do I need this? And no, I highly don't need none of it. For our anniversary, my husband and I barely spent money this year. And mostly it was because, we said, this is 5 years. Yeah, we're blessed to get to 5 years, but we have goals. And we really, really, really want to buy a house this next year. Like I said, we have the money for the down payment, but overall, we have to my husband showed me this video about saving money and for a house, and they look at how much you put in and how much you put out and what's your debt to income ratio. And if they see that when I pull my bank statements, you're spending more than you're making on frivolous things, that could be the reason why we don't get a home. It's not the fact that we don't make enough, it's just they know that I'm not a great steward of my money. And so that's something I'm really taking into account. I'm really proud of myself. We got paid last week, and I've only spent about $200 from my paycheck. And really that was on food, groceries, and we ate out. In the past 3 weeks, we've ate out twice. Now, like I said, I used to eat out twice in a day on a Saturday, so that's really good. The reasons why we ate out was, 1 was our anniversary, and 2, today was my cousin's birthday. So we met up with family and we ate, and I agreed to my husband that I won't eat out unless it's a special occasion. So anniversary and a birthday is a special occasion. So I want to challenge you guys. I'll be 30 in a couple weeks, and I've always been a good steward of my money where I'm not broke. But I have to realize it's more than that. It's more than going on empty. It's more than overdrafting. It's more than that. I've not overdrafted since I was in college, thank God. I used to do it a lot, so that's why I'm saying that. But it's more than that. It's being able to control what you're doing with your money. And, you know, believe it or not, you guys, I pay tithes. And I still overspend, you know? So I'm like, God, if I didn't overspend, I could have paid more in tithes, right? If I didn't overspend, perhaps I could, whatever, you know? So I just got to do it. And I want to challenge you guys, anyone that's thinking about, you know, wanting more in life. What are you doing with what God's given you? You know, right now, what do you have right now? And I know we all want more in life, whether it's money, whether it's more freedom, whether it's more children, and we have to do better with what we're given. And just like my son, you know, I challenged myself this last week, and I'm gonna do it again. Instead of going home, cooking, and laying down, I've given him some extra credit homework or some extra time, or I've laid with him and talked to him. Because I realized a lot of times I would go home, cook, we'd eat, and I'd lay down and be in my room by myself, and he would be with his dad. And that's really unfair. I'm just being transparent. It doesn't make me a bad mom, but it does make me not present with the children, the child that I wanted, and I'm asking for more. You know, it just, I feel guilty, but I'm so glad that I've had this revelation where I'm like, okay, you can do better, and I can do better, and I'm learning to do better. It's just an uphill kind of thing, and I'm so blessed that I have a husband who's patient with me, who didn't make me feel bad about spending all this money, but when it came to be a constant thing, he was like, babe, you're doing this for nothing. And then he let me, I think he just said, he said something about, you don't have to spend this money. And then he let it go. And then it's festered in me, like, he's right. And I prayed about it, and I'm like, oh my God, okay. And he didn't nag me about it. I need to learn from him, right? So anyway, you guys, I just want to teach you guys something that I'm learning as I go on to be a better steward of the things that I've been given. And that goes along with my clothes and my shoes. Like, I took time this weekend to organize and clean my shoes, so then, you know, when it's time to wear them, they look nice. And, you know, I've been blessed 10 times over, and I just got to do better and treat the things that I have better. So anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye.